if you come as you say you're gonna come, it's just gonna be, you're just gonna end up as a meme, man. He pushed on me. There's only so much I could take. My back was nearly breaking, and then I landed on my ankle funny. Of course, there's a lot of stick. Oh, he threw himself over the rope. I ain't Rey Mysterio.
It's October 12th, 2024, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The boxing world buzzed for Britain's rising star, Ben Whittaker. The Olympic silver medalist was set to dazzle against the underestimated Liam Cameron. For many, this fight was a formality, a showcase for Whittaker's talent. But Cameron, hardened by battles with addiction, depression, and a 4-year ban, was here to fight. What was meant to be Whittaker's big night quickly turned into a nightmare. Welcome back to Fight Story.
It don't matter if it's a split decision, I count back. The rest fell over, something crazy's happened.
It will happen, it's going to happen though.
Man,
and that's where it's going to be psychologically damaging for you.
Ben Whittaker's story is as electric as it is unpredictable. A tale charged with charisma, talent, and a touch of cockiness. Born to a Jamaican father and British mother, Whittaker grew up surrounded by a mix of cultures that molded him into the confident, show-stealing fighter he is today.
So my dad took me down to boxing because I was as a little kid diagnosed with ADHD, bouncing off the walls, and I actually went down there for some discipline. But to impress my dad, I signed up myself, came home and said I'm fighting Sunday. My dad said, "What? I don't think you're ready." Had my first fight. Next thing you know, my dad said, "You good? We're taking this serious."
Just 18 years of age, 6'3", 6'4". So patient from both boxers.
His amateur career stacked with accolades and filled with moments that signaled to British boxing fans, this kid was special.
Since a young boy, when I made the decision to become a boxer, I think discipline was the main thing for me. People see my skills, but they don't really know how hard I work.
His crowning achievement came on the world's biggest stage, the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, where he claimed a silver medal. But Whittaker didn't celebrate second place. He famously refused to wear the medal, declaring, "You don't win silver, you'll lose gold." It was bold, brutally honest, and it instantly captured the hearts of British fans.
Buy your tickets when I'm pro because it's going to be a ride. It's going to be a roller coaster ride. I'm going to fly to the ring. I'm going to rap to the ring.
You're going to rap to the ring?
Oh, you've got to rap yourself.
Following his Olympic success, Whittaker's star power surged. He signed a major deal with Boxer and snagged sponsorships with giants like Adidas.
We think we have here someone that's going to carry the torch for the whole of British boxing for the next few years.
Ben Whittaker, the 25-year-old from Darlaston.
He was no longer just a boxer. He was becoming an icon. Comparisons to Prince Nassim Hamed started swirling, especially after Whittaker mirrored Hamed's theatrical ring walk, fully embracing the showmanship that fans couldn't get enough of. And it wasn't just an act. Showboating became his signature. In the ring, Whittaker would wink at the crowd, break into dance mid-bout, and throw moves that seemed more fit for a stage than a boxing ring. Each fight felt like an event, blending jaw-dropping skill with a spectacle that hooked fans.
What next? Who would it be?
Probably you. With the comments you always do, you always sound disrespectful, so it's probably you. But
I'd pay to see that.
On that though,
yeah,
on that
give
though,
him the mic because
on
he's
that
the person
though,
that keeps saying disrespectful.
well, I mean, when you stand in front of your opponent and you slap him on the top of the head with the inside of
That's
your
skill.
glove, that is disrespectful. Though.
That's skill.
It is disrespectful though.
Well, have you boxed before?
No, I haven't.
Well, there you go then.
Love him or hate him, Whittaker was a lightning rod for attention across the UK, capturing headlines with his undeniable talent and polarizing personality. However, the shine wasn't without its tarnish.
But this kid, I'll take him 10% serious. That's all I need is 10%.
No problem. Come with the 10%,
when you see
boy.
That, you'll see.
Against Ezra, Whittaker encountered unexpected resistance, failing to deliver the knockout fans had come to expect. The performance revealed subtle cracks in his game, sparking murmurs that beneath the hype lay vulnerabilities. Then, when Whittaker reacted to a headbutt with arrogance, critics were quick to jump on him. For some, it was a red flag. For others, It was just Whittaker being Whittaker. His confidence was inseparable from his identity, a cocky assurance that he wasn't just here to win. He was here to entertain.
So if I come back and interview you in 5 years' time, what were you talking about?
British title or world title.
And you sound really confident. Why are you so confident you can do it?
Because I train hard in gym, I'm running every day, and I've got good people behind me.
Liam Cameron's story is one of grit, glory, and a staggering fight back from rock bottom. Once a top prospect at middleweight, the Sheffield-born fighter made waves as an amateur, bagging the ABA English title and the British Championship. With those titles, he had the skills and heart to make a run for Great Britain at the 2012 Olympics. But boxing politics and doubts over his place on the team turned him toward the pro ranks, a move he'd been dreaming of since he first laced up the gloves.
Yeah, I wanted to be part of it, but there's politics, so people were saying, oh, you're not going to get picked over this kid, so I didn't want to take that gamble, but I've always been wanting to be a pro since I first started boxing.
But the road wasn't easy. Despite flashes of brilliance, a string of losses kept big-name promoters at bay. Still, Cameron pushed forward, sharpening his skills and making a name in the ring. And then, his talent couldn't be denied any longer. He captured the middleweight Commonwealth title, showing fans and critics alike that he had the tools to reach the top.
What does it mean to you and your fans about you now becoming champion?
It means everything. I must have cried 5 times today. People don't know that I've cried, thinking about my baby, thinking about Tan and that, thinking I need to do it for my family.
Just as Cameron's star was rising, his career came crashing down. A harsh 4-year suspension after testing positive for a trace of a substance he insists he never knowingly took.
And I swear to God and my kid's life, I haven't touched within any time of this fight. And I can do a lie detector test. If anyone wants to put the lie detector test money up, I promise you I will pass it.
The punishment was crippling. With no means to fight back, Cameron spiraled, plunged into depression, weight gain, and alcoholism.
4 weeks ago, I wanted to end it a lot. This is what they've done to me. I wanted the end. I took a drug overdose. I just swallowed everything I could. I were in ambulance. I tried to pretend, you know what I mean? This is no joke for me.
But rock bottom became his wake-up call. For his family, he quit drinking, shed the weight, and rebuilt himself with relentless discipline.
Mine started with a 10-minute run. I was knackered. The shirt was wet throwing me back, and I just slowly got there.
The comeback was hard-fought. Cameron returned to the ring with a victory over Harry Matthews, a sign he was back on track and willing to fight his way back up.
That's it. Referee, tell.
He soon followed up with a knockout over Hussein Itaba, earning a high-stakes fight against Lyndon Arthur, a warrior who had faced Anthony Yarde and challenged Dimitri Bivol for the world title. In a brutal all-out war, Cameron matched Arthur blow for blow, pressing forward with fierce aggression. Although Arthur took a close split decision win, Cameron's gutsy performance sent shockwaves through the division, proving that he's back.
I've come a long way, and like I said, if I can do it, anyone can. Because I'm nothing special. I'm plain Joe, whatever you call it. Just do things right from now on.
Listen, man, I ain't had to show it now because they're not on my level. I don't think he's on my level. But if he wants to try and come on my level, he can get hurt.
In the lead up to the fight, Whittaker's confidence was palpable. His usual trash talk and arrogant demeanor was the same as it always was. He was the star of the show, and Cameron was just the supporting act.
Yeah, you got a little beer body, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got a big ass head, big nose to hit. The nose probably is light heavyweight. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
It's gonna cost you though one day. It is gonna, honestly, it is gonna cost you. That's from my heart to you.
Whittaker's camp oozed confidence, predicting a dominant performance, and most of the boxing world agreed. The consensus was that Whittaker was simply too skilled, too fast, and too flashy for someone like Cameron. Liam Cameron, meanwhile, stayed calm. He knew what he had to do. Whittaker had underestimated him, and that gave Cameron an advantage.
It don't matter if it's a split decision, a count back, the rest fell over, something crazy's happened,
It's gonna happen though.
Man,
and that's where it's gonna be psychologically damaging for you.
As the opening bell rang, Whittaker came out looking every bit the future star. His hands were low, his movement was slick, and he peppered Cameron with sharp shots and crisp combinations. It looked like the fight would play out exactly as the pundits had predicted. By the third round, it was clear that Cameron wasn't fazed by Whittaker's precision. The Sheffield slugger started to cut off the ring, hammering Whittaker's body and backing him into tight corners. Whittaker's punches were no longer landing with the same ease or confidence. Cameron was closing in, landing thudding, thunderous shots that forced Whittaker to rethink his game plan. By the fifth round, the cracks were starting to show. Whittaker's composed confidence began to falter, replaced by a look of frustration. He had underestimated Cameron, dismissing him as a stepping stone, thinking he'd glide through him, like the lesser opponents he'd outclassed before. Then came the unforgettable moment. As the two tangled near the ropes, both fighters lost their balance and tumbled over the top rope, crashing to the outside. The world watched in confusion, waiting for both men to get back on their feet. Cameron sprang up almost immediately, ready to continue, but Whittaker stayed down, clutching his ankle and grimacing in pain. The referee waved the fight to a halt. It was over. Officially, the fight was ruled a draw. But in the eyes of the fans, Whittaker was the one who'd lost. He had entered with swagger, hype, and bravado, yet when the fight turned tough, he hadn't stepped up. Whittaker's ankle injury may have been legitimate, but it didn't stop the whispers.
He could have swallowed.
He quit. He quit.
Do you want to continue before I wave the fight off? No. He quit.
I just think, for me, it was a little bit of looking for a way out.
He needs to produce the evidence, the x-rays.
Liam Cameron, meanwhile, walked away with his head held high. He hadn't been given much of a chance, but he had stood toe-to-toe with one of the UK's most hyped prospects and come out unscathed. While he didn't officially win the fight, Cameron had won the respect of the boxing world.
I feel bad for him. It's like I've ruined his career a bit, but he's done it to everyone. He's done it to his opponents who are journeymen, and this is payback. This is what the British public begged me to do, and I've done it.
Whether Whittaker will bounce back and fulfill the promises he made remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. On that night in Riyadh, Ben Whittaker's cocky confidence was silenced by the sheer grit and determination of Liam Cameron.
Of course I want the rematch. I think it's the right thing to do next, just to right that wrong for myself, really, just to show how good I really am. And then move on. You know, I think he's getting a bit too much recognition, like you said, for a draw. At the end of the day, it's a draw.